Back to my channel. I thought I would take you along with me as I try to finish my New York travel journal. I started with it back in August. I just never actually got around to finishing this journal. I actually have multiple travel journals that I have yet to complete, but I really want to get the New York one completed, and I've been putting it off, and I have all these ephemera that I had collected during my trip, all these photos that I have printed, and I just need to get it done. So I thought I would just say hello and kind of have you make me accountable to actually get this completed. But it is semi, I don't want to say half of it is done, but it has started, which is a good thing, and I just need to just finish it. And I don't know why I'm putting it off. I mean, I have everything printed out. I just need to lay down the stickers, write down the content, and paste the photos that I have printed for it, and that's pretty much it. So let's do this together. I did have to take some of the journaling offline because there was just too much stuff. But now that I am done, I'm not going to touch it anymore, because the more I touch, the more I add stuff, and then it just becomes really complicated. So I'm going to declare this is complete. So I'm going to give you a quick flip through. So this cover that I decided to use, this refill, is actually the Yoseka stationery refill. I bought this a while back before Stationery Fest, or before Stationery Fest was even a plan. But Catherine was mentioning, oh, we could, journal and use our Yoseka stationery insert, which is great. I decided to use it, and we bought this with us to New York. Started stamping. So originally I had a plan when I did this. I wanted it to be on chronological order on the day that I arrived to New York, the day that I went to New York Now, but it was so overwhelming, and I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It was just so overwhelming that you just kind of just went with it. So I started off at, I believe her name's Ava Wang. She came from Taiwan, and she had this amazing stamp. I love all her stuff. And I stamped here on the top. And I got some of these stickers, and these stickers were actually from Abby C. And I believe it was part of her magazine, Abby Scene. And you get that sticker as part of that magazine. So I stuck them all throughout. I have the traveler's stamp because I wanted to write the date, which I'm going to. And then you have a cover page, but these are 3 stamps that I don't remember where I got them from, but it was definitely from somewhere from, Stationery Fest. I remember the shop, I just don't remember the name of the shop. Actually, I should say, I remember the location, I just don't remember the name of the shop. These, again, are from Abby C. Hers was very Brooklyn themed. The only time we were in Brooklyn was actually for Stationery Fest. So these were the only ones that I felt were more New York themed, so that I just kind of added to it, because we really didn't hang out in Brooklyn much. So here is my first one. I had my boarding pass. These were actually, I think this was from Job's Patreon, Job's journal. And I printed out some photos, and these photos was made on Canva. I uploaded them on Canva, and then I actually had these cut on my silhouette, but I don't know if I like them. Anyway, so there's pictures. I stayed with my friend Luigi, my boarding pass, some luggage tags, and the restaurant that I absolutely love in Astoria. And then this was Tuesday. Tuesday was a free day for me, so I went to a few of my favorite places in New York to eat. One of them was De España, and it is a Spanish tapa style. It is down on, it's by Chinatown, and that's some pictures of stuff that I ate there. And that evening, we had falafel in Astoria, the best falafel place you'll ever have in New York. It is in Astoria. It's called King of Falafel, and he is from Palestine. He started off as a food truck, and then he now has his own restaurant. Seriously, I just eat the falafel. I don't eat anything else there, and it's really, really, really good. It was Wednesday. We went to Russ and Daughters. We took the menu, which was like a placemat. So we just cut them up, took some photos of the food. And that was a fun day because we actually went to Stationery Fest, and we also went to Hamilton. So you'll see the spreads of Hamilton throughout, because just to dedicate Hamilton, it would have been an entire book. So we went to Stationery Fest. That was us outside in the rain when we were queuing up. And that's our ticket to Hamilton. So you can see now it's starting to get a little all over the place. And there's pictures of Hamilton. That was the dinner the night after. That was before Hamilton. We went to Nico Neko. And then this was Hamilton night. So the days were all kind of mushed together because the stamp placements were all over the place. So these are some of the pictures from Hamilton. So this is the guy, Preston. He was actually in Hamilton. That's why we got really good tickets and really good seats for Hamilton. And he was, and he took us backstage. Hence all these photos that we took while we were after the show. And that was George Hamilton. He played George Hamilton. So it was a super fun night. I highly recommend Hamilton, especially for somebody like me who is an immigrant who didn't know much about American history. And it was just a really good way of learning. But these are pictures. There's Casey, Catherine, and Rondelay. He took photos of us individually on stage. Empty page because I actually use this for stamping with all my travelers stamps. And then this is probably my favorite stamp of all. It's massive and I love it. So it took up a space on its own. And the next couple of days was back at Stationery Fest. This was at the Cute Things from Japan and the Eric Hello Small Things workshop. So there's a picture of my workshop kit. We were given out stamps to stamp. And I actually forgot to bring my book. So I had one of these Hobonichi booklets to actually stamp in. And then I just cut them out and kind of adhere to it. This is probably one of my favorites. So there's Eric Ayako from Cute Things from Japan. There's Catherine and myself. And this was a photo that she took while I was trying to make my stamp. Serious face going on there. And then just a couple more that I kind of pulled out from my stamp book, and I just cut them out and stuck them on here. And this was a note that Eric wrote, "Enjoy the small things, Eric." So I just had to cut that out and put them in here. And then the next day, which was Thursday, it was the Superior Labor workshop. We made a little pouch, and I think the pouch that I got was a small one with a couple of bells and whistles. So you basically were stamping these things, and you were stamping it on the canvas. And that was the lady from, I don't remember her name. She was from the Superior Labor, and her two kids were with her, and they were adorable. The English were very limited, but they were the sweetest kid ever. I think they're probably between the age of 8 to 10. And then she was just showing me how things were done. And it was a fun workshop, I will say that. And I just took the stamp and stamped on my insert here. We had lunch at Taco Sando, which is literally around the corner from Stationery Fest. Fried chicken sandwich. So it's a chicken katsu sandwich. It was delicious. So this was a note that was given to me by Dana Ate Oatmeal. So Dana and I had collaborated on a couple of things in the shop, and you guys absolutely love them. She is the illustrator. So she is a nurse by day and a artist by night. And it's the first time I met her. She was actually based out in Connecticut, and we made an effort to actually not leave New York without actually meeting each other. So she wrote me a really lovely note, so I wanted to keep it here. And then this was pretty much the Thursday or Friday. And this was at the Hobonichi preview party. So there's Rocky, and there is all our manual bears at that little house that they had at the preview party. This was a name tag, I think. was a sticker, but it is actually made like a fabric. It's kind of cool. And then they had the Muji photo booth, which we obviously took some crazy pictures. And then right after that, instead of actually taking the subway, so walking all the way to the L train and then taking the subway back into the city, we actually took the ferry, which was really fun. And that took us all the way down to like the financial district. And then Catherine had never been to a Mido, and there was not a Mido, Miniso. And we took her to the Miniso because there was one by the financial area. And that is Helen from Coffee Monsters. And that was the only time that I could catch her to grab a photo with her. That's Albert's on the ferry, and Albert's at the mall down in the financial area. I want to say it's the World Trade Center Mall. I can't remember what it's called. The Oracle. That's it. That's what it was called. And then the next day we went, oh, actually right after that, we were rushing to get to K-Town for my birthday dinner. That was the 9th. And we went to Korean barbecue called Bogam. And this was our dinner, and that was from dinner as well. And this, I think, was from either the night that we were packing or the night before, and it was like a group photo. And then that's Luigi. He hosted Casey, Catherine, and I. He is a friend of mine for the longest time, and we've celebrated many birthdays together. And it is the end of my 40s. It is only right that I celebrate it with him. I celebrated the end of my 30s with him, so it was only right that he was there. Anyway, he was super sweet, lovely host, and that's his 2 kitties, Victoria and Vito. I still have a bunch of ephemeras, but I am not going to touch them. But I'm just going to go in and fill this out, and then I am going to shelf this, because the more I fix it, the more I am going to mess around with it, and then it's done. So this is my New York one, and back here I actually split this book up for San Francisco, and that's pretty much